When we had last left Team Bald, their adventures took them back to the Last Light Inn and back to finding if they could resuscitate this dude who was in a coma. It was art, and they were resuscitated with the strum of a lute. And so now they found themselves at a weird rock, helping out Halsin to enter some sort of mystical portal and get a child. But bad dudes were attacking. Thankfully, they were able to best them all in a very close battle. And Halsin emerged with the child, who was dead? Not really, but maybe. It wasn't good. Hollowed out in some way or another. Anyway, it was time to check back in with Halsin at camp. This is Baldur's Gate 3. Welcome back. Let me unhide that. There we are. And let's search all of these bodies. Right, let's search the bodies. What have we got? Oh god, it shouldn't be me to do it, huh?
Wanna dance? Open up.
Alright. There we are. Are these tumors good for anything? Oh, they are, actually. They incredibly are. Oil of Bane. Yeah. Oh, shoot. Oh, gosh. I only want to close the extra inspect UI. Okay. I think we can sell these items off. Pocketing the rest. Taking the dagger there. Oh yeah, we get to hear a little tale.
Thoughts of baby names. She did not wish for her firstborn to be named after her mother-in-law. Maldred. Ugh.
Hold up. Why have I heard... We totally heard this one before, or maybe one similar to
You
it.
can almost feel the heat from the forge. This one was once a blacksmith. Desperate prayers to Saluna echoing from the past. They did not save him.
Are they always the same thing?
A faded memory of a boy and girl sharing their first kiss.
Hang on, that
Her
one's
own
new.
heart almost flutters in tune with theirs.
Oh, I feel like that one was new.
You glimpse a young harper on the eve of battle against Thorm long ago. He and his comrades toast each other in last light.
Okay. And what about you? Plate armor, sure. Adding to wares, taking all that.
Where to?
Check up here. Good. And you know what? Here, let's also get these things out while we're at it. Whoa. Newborn. Zombies born from the crawling gnaw cannot last. They take 1 necrotic damage each turn and only follow the zombie that infected them. What? How come I got a shitty zombie? Wait, why is this zombie so bad? Oh my god, okay. I got like the worst zombie possible. Throw it into the water, Karlak. Throw it's shit. Throw it into the water. Get it out of there. God, I love throwing shit in this game. It's so stupid and good. Okay. Man, we have a bunch of shit to look through. Okay, over here, Shadow Vestige.
You sense a fading echo of the person who once was, a dockhand. He did not ask for this.
Shadow Creeper. A Shadow Root Sack. Fishing Rod, I'll add to wares. We're definitely going to need to hit up town to sell stuff off, right? Does this come back on a short and now on a long rest? Jeez, what the heck? Okay, over here. Adding these to wares and taking those. Over here. Same. Good. I wonder what happens if you don't kill them all before the timer is up. Maybe they get killed by, like, the power of Halsin. I don't know. The power of Halsin. Let's see over here. Taking that. I'm assuming we're not able to talk to any of these. Survival check. Okay. Right, because these are all, like, undead. Oh, a journal. Her love for it was like a plum. We haven't read this yet. Okay, let's give it a read. Her love for it was like a plum. It grew so sweet within her tum. And with a wiggle of her bum, she set right out to see love done. A curse had made the land its lair. It lay o'er all like willow hair. Oh, it could strip the body bare, so filled the people with despair. A shadow curse without a light, yet she would kindle romance bright. And in so moony dark of night, she went to it bereft of fright, and hugged the curse, the wicked blight. For her love for it was like a plum. Then, so sharply did pain come. It chewed her flesh like scrumptious gum. She trickled, she burst, she started to run. Ooh, that was good. Ooh, I like that. That was a fun little one. Okay, I'm normally poetry doesn't really do much for me, but I guess when it's a little sing-songy, you know, I quite like that. Okay, let's stash that. Good. Add to wares. Take all that. Lovely. Okay, what else have we got here? Shadow Mastiff. More birds. Okay. Adding these to wares and taking the rest. Better do some digging real quick. Good, good, good. How come we didn't get the checks for this last time, I wonder? Maybe we did? Yeah, because wasn't it a... Well, no, Astarian and Shadowheart. Weren't they the ones passing the checks for it? No, I failed one. Okay. Yeah, so surely I would have had a survival check, no? Okay, over here. More stuff. There we are. Whoa, she is encumbered. Well, fair enough. We are carrying a ton of crap. Okay, let's actually move some of this to Shadowheart, right? There we are. Okay. Oh, whoops. Accidentally talked to Shadowheart. Okay, good talk. See ya.
Let's march.
Got another bod here we can take. Some loot from. Alright, and another one here. Another one of these. And is this our last one? Might well be. Oh dear. Okay. Actually, let's bring up this UI here. A lot better. Okay. That does it. Coming in under the wire. Oh shit, there's more. Okay, it's fine. Oh, the task at hand. Who is this? Shadow-cursed pilgrim. I need the Shadow Mastiff alive and intact. If that is not the case, the second half of your payment shall be forfeit upon your return to Baldur's Gate. I've generously paid a large amount of gold in advance, and have supplied all the necessities you shall require to see this endeavor done correctly. They say you are unmatched as a poacher. For your sake, I hope that is no exaggeration. Huh. Okay. Let's see here. Move that into... well, shit. Here we go. Put that in the book of books. Good. Okay, what else have we got? A few more pilgrims here. Look, we've got so many of these knives, I'm just making a lot of them into trash. Shadow Creeper. Got the bark. Okay, is that everything here? How many enemies did we even kill? Good God. I feel like we fought more here than we did... or nah, I don't know. I was about to say, how many did we fight here relative to how many we fought in the gauntlet? I don't know, a lot of them were quite easy too, you know? When the birds show up, it's scary, but they're incredibly weak. Yeah, extremely nice to be able to just deal with them using Shadowheart's PB AoE. Because you can totally just, like, kill them with only using movement. Okay.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
Oh, there's another one over here.
What's inside?
Let's take a peek real fast. Nothing?
With haste.
Okay. Oh, and before I forget, I guess we can try talk with Dead on one of them. Anything?
The corpse has nothing to say.
Okay. You know what, let's try one of every enemy class here. So we tried to get the Yankee, let's try these Harpers here.
Maybe I should... No, this is good.
The corpse remain.
Okay, and then Pilgrim.
The corpse does not...
Okay. I feel like that was a good way to go about it. Speaking of a good way to go about things, let's see here. Try and get these things out of here. Get some skeletons going on. Okay, they aren't immediately deteriorating. Good.
Let's get going.
My faith will guide me.
And let's have you get back your rat. There we are. That said, maybe we should have a different one. I don't know what kind of creature fits. I feel like a rat maybe isn't the one to go with. Maybe a spider. Yeah, maybe the spider's the way to go. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's more thematically appropriate.
Making me sweat.
Because I feel like a Starian would see a rat and just be like, oh, gross.
Have a lot of
You know,
mind.
fair enough. Okay.
Well, in it.
Let's head up here.
Let's be on my way.
Should we walk into town? I think so. Just in case there's someone who... Oh, yeah. Like this person. Bex. What are you doing over here?
Dennis!
Huh. Hello?
Please, I just want to be alone.
You ought to be careful. There are dangerous people about. Who are you? Why are you crying? Stop sniveling and tell me what's wrong then. Why are you crying, though?
It's Dennis. He's gone.
Who?
Cultists. It was so dark. I didn't realize until the children started screaming. They rounded us up. Cut us up. Said they were taking whoever could still walk to Moonrise Towers. I managed to get away. But my love, Dennis, Halsin, Roshan.
How did you manage to get away? You think he's dead? Sounds like he meant a lot to you. So what you're saying is you saved yourself and left your soulmate to die? How did you manage to get away? You think he's dead? Sounds like he meant a lot to you. How did you manage to get away?
I've always been good at running. Unlike Dennis.
Like
I didn't
Dennis.
realize one day our lives would depend on it. I just wish I could have said goodbye.
Is there anything I can do to help? Dennis could still be alive. Don't give up on him yet. It sounds like your boy toy's goblin chow. Is there anything I can do to help? Dennis could still be alive. Don't give up on him yet.
Do you really think so?
I wouldn't go that far.
I hope you're right.
I wouldn't
wish
say that I
hadn't let
think
go of
so.
him.
I would just say that he could be alive. It's very different to say, I think he's alive versus he could be alive. Those are two very different senses. I'll find Dennis and bring him back to you. I'll do my best to find him, but I can't promise anything. From what I've heard, they've probably killed and eaten him, in that order if he's lucky. I'll do my best to find him, but I can't promise anything.
It's hard to imagine him making it after everything that happened. But if you find him, it would mean the world to me. What am I going to do?
Did they get attacked again, or have you always been down here? Maybe you have. I just never went across this bridge from this angle. I was like, well, who needs to? Right, because we went around the other route. Anything else?
I wish I hadn't left him behind.
Okay, well, let's circle around. Yeah, look, these haven't been searched. Yeah, we just never came over this way. Wow. What are we even doing?
Don't burn yourself.
There we go. Let's have Karlak search these.
On my way.
Okay, this little section here. Now these we have looked at. Okay. Good.
At least things have stayed interesting. Swift as my feet can carry me.
Alright, let's go to the vendor lord here and do a quick trade. Oh, there?
See if there's anything you need. We don't know when the next blow might land.
Okay, and then let's go into barter mode, add wares. Wow, we have a lot of valuables after all that. Okay. Sure. Anything we ought to buy? We're probably fine for now, huh? We're probably fine. Okay, yeah. Add wares to offer. Balance offer. Good. Okay. Lovely.
Take care now.
Count your lucky stars.
Alright, well, let's head back to camp, I suppose, and meet with them there. Okay. Let's see over here. Where is Halsin at? I do not know. Yeah, where is he at? The heck? Is he actually not at camp? Oh, he's all the way over here, no? Yeah, I think he's way over this direction. Okay. Yeah. Let's do a quick save just in case. Alright. Hello.
Thaniel is resting, but it's no easy slumber. I discovered what's wrong with him. The shadows rendered him in two when they bore him away to the Shadowfell. Half of his essence remained here, amidst the curse. What stayed behind would have been the strongest part of him. But after all these years left in the darkness, Corruption must have taken hold.
How many years has it been? It must have been at least like a century then, huh? And why Thaniel? Oh, unless Thaniel wouldn't have even occurred to me had we not gone through Rythwin. Unless Thaniel's last name is Thorm, and he's the last born, the youngest of those children. Oh. Maybe that's it. Maybe Thaniel is a Thorm. Maybe Ketheric's kid. Possibly. Okay. Tell me how I can help. Can it be undone? How do you know this? How do you know this?
I knew something was wrong when he didn't wake up. But now I'm even more certain. By now we should have seen some small glimmer of Thaniel's power. A sign that the land is healing. New growth, flowers in bloom. But there has been nothing.
Tell me, how can I help? Can it be undone? Can it be undone?
Perhaps. If we can find Thaniel's lost half and make him whole again. Only the missing half may not come willingly. The curse will have sunk its tendrils deep, twisting Thaniel's essence into something else.
Shadow Thaniel. Any ideas how to find this missing half? You're sending me to look for a needle in a haystack, in the dark. Once Thaniel's essence is found, what then? I met a sort of shadow child, but wait, really? Okay, Shadow Thaniel might not be far off, actually. I met a sort of shadow child before. A little boy named Oliver. Around Thaniel's age. Yeah, he even mentioned Thaniel. Or, didn't mention him, but had a reaction when I did. An unpleasant one. Yeah, I met a sort of shadow child before.
And you saw this boy yourself? That can't be a coincidence. But we need to be sure. And I truly mean we, if you wish. Every moment counts, and I've asked much of you already without being at your side.
Alright, leave it to me. I'll see what I can do, but no promises. I'll see what I can do, but no promises.
Let me help you then. Every moment counts, and I've asked much of you already without being at your side. If you want me, I'm yours. Against the curse, against the absolute. Anything. Just say the word.
Okay. Oh, we can say this again? Is the dialogue gonna loop? Let's find out.
And you saw this boy yourself?
Okay, same.
That can't be a coincidence, but we need to be sure.
Alright, so now we can have you finally join the party. Alright. If I had you join, though, who would I replace? What, don't druids fire off with wisdom? So maybe Shadowheart would be the one to buck. Maybe? I'm not sure. Actually, what kind of druid even are you?
Your ranks
I'm
are
assuming
full.
you're a druid.
You'll need to make an opening for me if I'm to follow you.
Okay. Can we afford to drop Shadowheart, though? She's kind of, like, really good right now. You know, she's kind of extremely useful and fairly important in the plot. Right? And true enough, if I even did replace Astarion here, I would replace him with Will whenever we go to the towers, you know? And Karlak is non-negotiable. That's a non-negotiable. All right, take Shadowheart's place for now. We'll look around your build
Ready
and
at your
whatnot.
side.
Okay. So what is your deal?
What comes now?
Let's see here. You have really no equipment whatsoever. Halsin's underwear. Why does it smell like a herb garden? I don't know. I don't know what he's packing down there. Some cilantro or oregano, huh? Let's see. Druid leather armor. Dark, messy stains line the armholes of the well-used leather breastplate. Druidic bracers. These supple gloves provide both flexibility and protection. Grove tender boots. These boots are well-maintained and clean, though their soles are thin from wear. Tasteful boots. Made of tough, well-worn leather. These boots have survived years and can survive many more. Halsin's Grove garments. Feeling the fabric, the strangest feeling occurs. Your thumbs brush sun-dappled leaves, skim the water of a creek, tangle in the fur of some panting animal, heat and breath. Oh, and you have a good berry. Plump and juicy, this berry exudes a soothing sweet smell. And a quarterstaff. Okay. Oh, you were just a druid. You were just druid in general. Okay. Sure. Yeah, it looks like wisdom. But you also have proficiency in int? Huh. Okay. Sure. Let me make these max size. Oh, don't we have a... Hang on, a shapeshift item? Or am I thinking of something that we had seen at a vendor?
Can I go?
Let's head back over here. Oh, no, wait, hang on. I don't even need to do that. Okay, sort by... Oh, dear lord. There's no search... like, text I can enter here? Okay, let's see. Is it alphabetized at least? Oh, here we go. While shapeshifting or disguising yourself, gain a 1d4 bonus to all checks. Okay. Sure. Is that only out of combat, though? Okay.
Shall we continue?
Let's see if we level you up. Specialization available. Okay. Let's see here. Which one specializes in turning into creatures? Oh, probably of the moon right here. Your form is mutable as a mercurial moon, letting you shift your form into massive beasts and even primal elements. You channel the natural arcana flowing through the earth, and creatures atop it cast powerful druidic magic. To cast powerful druidic magic, Circle of the Land. So that one's more akin to like a caster type druid. Huh. Okay, this one shape-shifting, this one casting, and spores? Viewing death, necrosis, fungal growth, and sporulation as just another part of life, you can manipulate such spores to augment yourself and harm your foes. Oh, weird. Huh. Symbiotic entity. Gain 8 temp HP and deal an additional 1 to 6 necrotic while you have them. Cast Halo of Spores with double damage. Wow, these are reactions? Unleash a cloud of necrotic spores upon a target. This uses a reaction, so other reactions won't trigger this turn. Wait, you can just use this in the middle without actually proccing the reaction? That's wild! That is so wild. Okay. Huh. Okay. Cast Halo of Spores with double damage. But this uses up... Oh, it lasts until long rests and prevents the use of wild shape. Does Circle of Land have something similar? Replenish expended spell slots while out of combat. Oh, that's like the wizard ability, no? Well, let's start with Circle of the Moon, because that seems like what is you know, his character is leaning toward being that. Okay. So these are just regular spells. Oh, you don't get a cantrip. Oh, you only get a cantrip if you're Circle of the Land. Oh, wow, okay. Huh. Alright, alright. Sure. So what all would we want? Enhanced Leap is good. Oh, we're just preparing spells right now, so we don't even need to really worry about this. Yeah, we know what all these are. Okay, sure. Accept. Now, I have to admit, I do know a little bit about druids. I do know a little bit about how they function in this game. Because, as I had mentioned a while back, although we're playing at a significantly slower pace than the playthrough is going, my partner and I have also started a Baldur's Gate 3 campaign, and she is playing as a druid. Okay. Let's see here. Which reminds me, I remember seeing a necklace back on another vendor that I might want to go back and get. Anyway, meanwhile, while we're here, yeah, we'll just accept this. We don't have any crucial choices to make here. Good. Okay. Oh, there you go. You get a cantrip now. I guess we'll go with guidance. Oh, you get a feat. Oh, shoot. Okay. I believe when you're transformed, when you're wild shaped, you don't. You use your physical attributes. They're all sourced from the creature you turn into, right? But your mental ones remain the same. So that makes it even more interesting. Like, I don't know what you would even want then. Right? Yeah, what would you even want? Oh, weird. Yeah, what would you want? What sort of feat would you want to take? I guess bonus to initiative would be useful. But a lot of this stuff you wouldn't actually utilize, no? I guess wearing different type... Well, no, because armor doesn't even affect you, right? You take on the armor of the creature you turn into. Oh, weird. So what would you even want? When a creature casts a spell within melee range of you, you have advantage on any saving throw against it, and can use a reaction to immediately make an attack against the attacker, or the caster. That actually seems like you could use it. Right? That seems like something you could use. Okay. And something like Savage Attacker is cool, but it only works with melee weapon attacks. Oh, how about this? Well, no, this says make a weapon attack. I'm pretty sure it's considered an unarmed attack if you're turned into an animal and you make an attack. No? Oh my gosh. Oh, when you make an unarmed attack... Oh, okay. This is it. When you make an unarmed attack, use an improvised weapon, or throw something, your strength modifier is added twice to the damage and attack rolls. Yeah. That would be really good, wouldn't it? Because if you're shapeshifted, every attack is an unarmed attack. No? Unless you're like casting a special ability or whatever, you know? But if you just, like, do a regular attack. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the move. Unfortunately, we don't really have much else to put in anywhere. Right? We can put a shit point into Constitution. We'll probably have to respec Halsin again to, like, change around his attributes. Because I don't see a reason why we would want any points in Strength and maybe even Dex. Constitution, I think there's value in it. If you're, like, out of Shapeshift. That way you have more health. But really, I feel like you should just be loading up with Int, Wisdom, and Charisma, no? Wild Strike. You can make an additional attack after making an unarmed strike while in wild shape. Okay. Sure, let's take all that. Why not? Okay. Class feature, more spells, subclass. While in beast form, your attacks count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical damage. Oh. Oh. Panther and Owlbear. Cool. Alright. Whole lot of stuff here. Jeez and Pete, okay. Wow, so that doesn't even count as concentration. To summon these things? Yeah. Okay. Anything here? More spells, right? Okay, and what about over this way? Oh my gosh, all of this too. Yeah, I have no idea what would be good to someone like this. Does tough affect a druid? When they're shapeshifted? You gain Charger Weapon Attack and Charger Shove. Advantage on perception checks. Durable. Your spells and attacks ignore resistance to a damage type of your choice. Okay. Maybe that's good. Even Great Weapon Master demands you make a melee weapon attack. Oh, weird. Yeah, I'm just not sure. Yeah, it's very odd to build this out. I mean, I guess maybe like Elemental Adept? Maybe? Okay. Spells you cast and attacks you make ignore resistance to thunder damage. In addition, when you deal thunder damage... Well, no, that doesn't work out either. Oh, maybe lucky. You gain 3 luck points, which you can use to gain advantage on attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws. Oh, okay, that might actually be good. That doesn't seem to pertain to, like, weapon attacks or anything. Okay. Oh, what a fascinating situation, right? To build out a character like this.
Over I go.
Huh. Okay. Sure. Reactions. Make sure you ask for that. Okay. Part of me is tempted, like, should I just respec him immediately to, like, eke out even more efficiency? You know? Well, here, let's learn how it works. I'm pretty sure... Yeah, here, it even says in the tooltip. Magically assume the shape of a beast. While in animal shape, you can't talk or cast spells. You take on the attributes of your beast form, excluding your int, wiz, and charisma scores. When beast form drops 0 HP, you revert to your normal form. Okay, and you can do this twice per short rest. Alright. I think owlbear is just the way to go. Honestly, owlbear seems cool as hell. Like I said, having looked at some of these before... Let's do it. Oh, shit. You've assumed a different shape. You can dismiss it to change back to your original form. Oh, and there's even a new bar here. Huh. Aww. Wow, it's extremely cool. Okay. Rupture. So what are your ability scores? Oh my god. Okay. Huh. Seems like luck is still here and... Oh, actions of this type are unavailable in wild shape form. Fuck. So that's also worthless. It may just need to be that I have to look up, like, exactly what will work, because I thought for sure luck would function. Oh, this is so wild. Okay. And to be clear, in BG 1 and 2, I very frequently traveled with a druid in the party. As we had mentioned earlier when she showed up, Jaheira was not only a staple character in Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, but was literally a staple character in my party, right? I very frequently used her, but I used her as more of a caster than a shapeshifter. Just being able to get like 20 strength though like that is kind of wild. Huh. So does armor change at all? I don't think it does. Damn, you are slow as hell. Okay. Crushing flight? Wow. And that's a bonus action. Jeez, okay. Okay. Wait, can we talk to... Hang on. Will something happen here? Hang on.
You smell
Oh,
very
no, I
delicious,
talk... Okay.
But I will not
Right,
bite
yeah.
you.
It did say that you can't talk. Okay. Alright, there you go. Alright, see ya.
If that is where I'm needed.
Listen to this asshole. Okay. So, if I gave you, like... Oh, can't be used while shapeshifted. Oh, fascinating. Huh. So do any of these normally confer a bonus while you're changed? I guess if it says it doesn't, but I'm guessing like armor class or whatever doesn't do anything. No? Yeah, like here if I equip this. Oh, can't even do it. Okay. Let's see, what kind of armors are you proficient in normally? Up to medium. Okay. So then if we did that... Oh no. Can't be done. Do you also have... Wow, you also have approval.
Damn, it's good to be alive.
Which, fuck me, Karlach is nearly maxed out. Okay.
I am here.
Sure. Okay, let's quick save. I just want to test a few things out here. Dismiss wild shape. So it was 15. If I change this, AC goes up to 17. And then if we wild shape again, back into that, AC is 17. Wild shape also doesn't count against being silenced. Yeah, it goes back down to 15. Oh, wow, okay. That's a little scary then. No? Huh. I wonder how you would build out a shapeshifter druid, right? It feels like so much is closed off to you. Oh, that's fascinating. Yeah, weird. Okay. Huh. Yeah, this is very wild. Oh, and I can't even see your normal spells when you're in this mode. Oh. Okay. Yeah, Lucky as a passive doesn't even exist. It doesn't even function. Huh. Okay. Sure.
Still alive.
Well, should we do
So
a
that's
long
progress.
rest at bar minimum? At the bare minimum?
Keep going.
I think we should and get our spell slots back real quick. Because, admittedly, we did use up a ton during that last battle. Let's see, anyone else have anything to say? Doesn't seem like it, but we could do a quick check-in. Okay. Over here. Karlach, anything?
Halsin is one
Ah.
hench elf. I'm impressed. And glad he's on our side.
Aww. Karlach, he ain't nearly as hench as you are. Alright, over here. Let's see. This way. Any new developments with you all?
Fate, dost
Nope.
thou require
Okay.
a new ally?
See ya. Arabella.
I guess I can take care of myself. I mean, I've gotten this far.
Okay. And over here. And Astarion. Anything new?
I think I'll enjoy traveling with Halsin. Not for his wit or wisdom. He'll just make an excellent shield if we're attacked.
Okay. Fair enough. And do you have anything to say about this?
Yes, my friend?
No, you do not. Okay. How about you, Lae'zel?
Halsin's proved himself a fine ally already. He'll be useful in battle, if those tree trunk arms are an indication.
I love how everyone is just like, yeah, this guy's fucking huge as hell. I'm glad we finally just got like a guy who's huge. Alright. Shadowheart?
It's about time Halsin actually stepped up and joined us properly. He's certainly been taking up space at camp for long enough.
Wow. Okay. Her own fucking conniving way of saying the same thing as everyone. Okay. Over here. What's up, Gale? Any takes?
A savvy move recruiting Halsin to our cause.
While I'm adept at most forms of weave manipulation, druidic magic is not my area of expertise. He will make for a most useful option to have in reserve.
Okay. And what about here, Will?
Halsin is such a delight. Woe to the cultist who tangles with that thick hunk of an elf.
All right. Anything else over here? No. All right. Good. Or can we say anything to Halsin now that he's formally, become a potential party member?
Oakfather preserve you.
Oh, shit. God, you actually have a lot to say. You said Thaniel is missing part of himself. Any ideas how we can find it?
No matter how it's been twisted by the shadows, it is still part of Thaniel's essence. It will resemble him somehow, and may show signs of his power. Look for signs of life in the darkness, wildflowers where everything else is dead. The curse cannot subdue the power Thaniel bears. Not entirely. In fact, I think I saw just the sort before, not long after we first came within reach of the shadow curse. Fool that I am, I did not grasp their significance at the time. There is a ruin some way outside of Last Light. I caught a glimpse of fresh blooms there, but did not investigate further. I shall mark it upon your map.
Oh, have we investigated there before? Fresh blooms? I met a peer of yours, the druid Jaheira. Do you know her?
Only by reputation. She was present when we marched against Ketheric Thorm, but on the far end of the battle lines from where I fought. And in the chaos that ensued, well, our forces were scattered. I led some to safety, but never learned of her fate. I'm glad to hear she survived. Though in truth, I should not be surprised. She was always said to be formidable and cunning. I could have learned much from her, no doubt.
You're an arch-druid. What could you possibly have left to learn from anyone? You seem to admire her greatly.
There is much to admire, judging by the stories. I cannot help but wonder how she would have handled some of the challenges I faced as Archdruid. Would she have helped the refugees? Defended the Grove? Controlled Korga? At least now we can benefit from her presence, and perhaps work to a common goal.
Yeah, she probably would have done most of those things, but I think when it comes to Kaga, right, she was the a-hole back at the Enclave. Jaheira probably would have, killed the shit out of Kaga, to be honest, right? She probably would have just killed the hell out of her. Okay, you've spent all these years fighting the Shadow Curse. What happens once it's lifted?
Honestly, I never thought I'd make it that far. But the Absolute is a threat to all, and I promised I'd help you with your parasite. So, I'll remain with you. If you'll have me, that is.
Of course. I only wish you'd joined me earlier. You'll make a decent workhorse. This camp doesn't haul itself around each day. I'll see how useful you prove to be. On that note, I need you to stay at camp for now. Turn to other matters. Of course. I only wish you'd joined me earlier.
So do I. But one duty at a time.
Okay. How am I holding up in your estimations?
Given the circumstances, you're faring as well as can be expected, I suppose.
Okay. I feel like I haven't gotten to know you properly yet.
It's true, and I can't imagine I helped with that. Sometimes I let the task at hand consume me, and people think I'm obsessed. Trust me, the day I no longer have to talk about the Shadow Curse will be a happy one. What would you like to know?
Ooh, okay. Okay. Don't take this the wrong way, but you're quite large for an elf. I love that this is for real just a line of questioning here. Like, damn, dude, you're fucking huge as shit. Fuck. Look at you, man. All right, don't take this the wrong way, but you're quite large for an elf.
I am? Trust me, it's been said. You show more restraint than most in avoiding the subject until now.
Any idea how that came about? We don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. Huh. Any idea how that came about?
Who's to say? Perhaps there's a half-orc buried somewhere in my ancestry. Or perhaps not. Sometimes I think conventional wisdom is too narrow about what someone can or cannot be. Stranger things have most certainly happened.
Hell fucking yeah, okay. How did you come to be a druid?
I had a friend when I was young, long ago. He played with me in the forests where I grew up. But eventually, I realized no one else had heard of him.
Yo, what the fuck?
Daniel, of course.
Oh my god, it was Daniel!
Was my very first friend. I get older, but he hasn't changed a day. I knew then that I had to be more than a companion to him. I had to be a protector.
I did not realize you had that kind of relationship with this kid. Okay. Do you have people out there somewhere? Family? Friends? A lover, perhaps? Okay, let's ask.
You're not a doppelganger, are you? Trying to study me to learn all my secrets so you can take my place? Save for me, my line perished a long time ago. They rest in high forest now, near the shade of the grandfather tree. The grove became my family, with Sylvanus as my teacher. And now I have you.
I'm sorry for your loss. You're better off with me anyway. You didn't answer the part about lovers. You have me. Let's not get carried away. Circumstance brought us together. Turn to other matters. I'm sorry for your loss.
It was a long time ago. The wounds don't heal, but they become more bearable.
Fair enough. Okay. Turn to other matters. I don't want to go down either of these lines. Right, I'm fairly committed to Karlach, and I don't want to be a piece of shit here. Alright, let's turn to other matters. Let's see. Tell me something about yourself that I wouldn't even think to ask.
I suppose you wouldn't be shocked to learn I love animals and nature? I know. Well-trodden territory. Well then, let's see. I whittle in my spare time, and I've something of a sweet tooth. Although everyone's very amused when I say I like honey.
Whittling? What do you make? So you turn into a bear and you like honey. A little on the nose. You're fortunate to know what you like. I wouldn't pay any attention to what others think. Thank you for sharing. Whittling? What do you make?
Ornaments, utensils, and ducks.
I love ducks too.
I like ducks.
Can you make me a duck of wood? Oh, I can't even ask for a wooden duck. So you turn into a bear and you like honey? A little on the nose.
I like what I like. Once you get to my age, you realize there's little point in denying yourself, so long as others aren't affected.
Okay. As you've mentioned it, how old are you anyway?
350 years young. I've been privileged to watch saplings grow into mighty boughs.
Dude, Halsin seems chill as hell. Okay. Thank you for sharing.
Thank me by returning the favor, why don't you? Come on. I'm sure you've something better than carving wooden ducks.
I live in mortal fear of krakens, though I've never actually seen one. I don't think there's anything worth sharing. What? I live in mortal fear of krakens? Why is this? I have one thing I can share, and it's this. What? Does the default, like, Tav character canonically, this is the one canonical fact about them, is that they have a mortal fear of krakens despite never seeing one? Well, having seen one up to this point, right? I don't know. Maybe we'll... I don't know. Maybe we'll find one. I doubt it, though. That'd probably be very high level. Okay. I live in mortal fear of krakens. I've never actually seen one.
Well, they are fierce creatures from what I understand. But as long as you avoid the high seas, I think you can consider yourself safe.
All right, that's enough for now.
Anytime.
Let's see. What happened before when the Shadow Curse was unleashed?
Druids and Harpers joined together to put a stop to Ketheric Thorm. We marched on Moonrise, and after much fighting, we prevailed. Even in defeat, though, Ketheric turned to Shah. Not long after we sealed him away in his tomb, the Shadow Curse took hold. No one had seen the likes of it before. No one knew how to react. Then it started to claim all those within its reach. Those who had survived the battles now fell to the shadows, became part of the shadows. And worst of all, I lost contact with Thaniel. I wanted to try and find him, but we couldn't stay. We would have all succumbed. When the Archdruid of the Grove, my predecessor, was seized by the curse, I had to lead the survivors to safety. That was my first day as Archdruid. An inauspicious beginning.
Inauspicious? Sounds like what you did. Sounds like you did what you had to and saved lives. Not every day as a leader can be a glorious one. That's in the past. You faced the cursed and rescued Thaniel from the Shadowfell. Okay. I like this. Not every day as a leader can be a glorious one.
Indeed. I know that all too well.
Okay, good talk. Yeah, I'm very curious about the character of Halsin. You know, because so many of the, like, original core group of companions, right? They weave in and out of each other so well with their writing, and, like, they have such interesting mirrors about different, like, either physical, interpersonal, or, like, I don't know, metaphysical, so like magical, different points of comparison, right? They have so many different things that are similar but different at the same time, to where they make for such, I don't know, like I said, they're woven together in such a fascinating way. Halsin, by this token, seems like a bit of an odd duck, you know? Not only the fact that he's a follower exclusive to, or that you can exclusively only, I assume, get in Act 2, but his character so far seems fairly uncomplicated relative to the others, right? Like, it doesn't seem like they're... Like, he doesn't have anything right away that I feel directly mirrors him to several other companions, right? Or makes him, like, an interesting point of comparison to multiple other companions, you know? Like, I guess him being mostly, like, amicable and, like, kindly and all of that, it sort of evokes the attitude of Will and Gale to an extent, as well as Karlach. As well, for Karlach, right, they're both, like, they're both himbos. No, I don't think so, actually. Karlach is definitely a himbo, but I don't think Halsin is, right? Halsin is very, like... I mean, he's kind of like an iconic druid type, wherein at least I read him as being, like, very outdoorsy. He's very, like, Gorp core, right? Good old raisins and peanuts core. He's like that iconic sort of druid where, like, he loves nature and shit. And maybe they lean into it, right? Maybe they kind of... Maybe that's the way in which he is interesting, is that his character, when we had just talked to him, in some ways he acknowledges, yeah, I'm not that exciting of a person, right? Like, he doesn't have a fucking bomb in his chest. He doesn't have an infernal engine. He doesn't carry some dark curse with him from a various form. He doesn't have some sort of twisted amnesia or whatever. He doesn't have any of that wild shit going on. He's just a guy in a situation where he's trying to do the best with stuff, you know? He's the closest to being just some guy. And even then, he's an archdruid who is friends with, like, this ancient child spirit or whatever, right? Which is pretty wild, but by comparison, it's tame, you know? Very fascinating. But yeah, I think in some ways, maybe he is that sort of, I don't know, bastion of mundanity? Right? Maybe that's it. Because, like I said, him acknowledging, like, yeah, I like to whittle. It's not that amazing. It's not that wild, but I like what I like. I turn into a bear and I like honey. I don't know. What can you do about it? I love that, right? I like to make a little duck, you know? There's something kind of wholesome about it in a sense, which isn't to say that none of the other followers are wholesome, but Halsin feels very no strings attached, right? Very, like, uncomplicated, you know? But maybe we just need to get to know him more, you know? Maybe we just need to find out more about him. Maybe this whole Shadow Curse and Thaniel situation will really massively blow up. But at the same time, they may be setting us up, like I said, for him to be different in that sense. And that's a big reason why they decide that, oh, Halsin isn't an Act 1 companion. He's not even in any of the regularly recurring, what do you call it, like, promotional art, you know? It's usually just the core group of followers from the start of the game, you know? Your Will, Gale, Astarion, Lae'zel, Shadowheart, and Karlach. And even then, sometimes Karlach isn't included in some of the promotional art, I've noticed. Right? But definitely not Halsin. Halsin is definitely not included in any of that stuff. And I wonder if this is them sort of acknowledging, like, yeah, he's not as complex of a character, but he definitely does have some writing. Maybe? I'm not sure. I'm very curious about it, right? Like, he may not have as much of an arc as the other characters. Ergo, should I worry about getting his affection, his, like, affinity, his companion affinity up? Probably. I probably should, right? I probably should. All right. All things to consider. For the meanwhile, let us do a quick rest, and then I think in between videos, I'll respec Halsin again, right? That way we can adjust all of his, what do you call them properly? His ability scores. Let's see, do a full rest here. Do you have anything weird happen at night? Seems fine. Okay. Yeah. Nothing. Alright. Yeah. So I think in between videos I will respec Halsin, notably for his ability scores. And I'll probably even look up, like I struggle to think of feats that would be useful for a shape-shifting druid. I thought I was right on the money with Lucky, but that apparently does not work while you're shape-shifted. Alright, until next time, please take care of each other.